Hello and welcome to our YouTube video on the top 10 cybersecurity threats. Cybersecurity is an increasingly important issue as more and more of our personal and professional lives are conducted online. In this video, we'll be exploring the most common types of cyber threats and how to protect yourself against them. Denial of service, DOS, attacks. These attacks are designed to overwhelm a website or network with traffic, making it unavailable to users. One high-profile example of a DOS attack was the Dyn attack in 2016, which disrupted major websites like Twitter and Netflix. These types of attacks can be extremely disruptive to businesses and can also be used as a cover for other malicious activities. A denial of service, DOS, attack is a type of cyber attack that is designed to disrupt the availability of a website or network by overwhelming it with traffic. There are several different ways that DOS attacks can be carried out, but they all have the same goal of making a website or network unavailable to users. One common method of carrying out a DOS attack is to send a large number of requests to a server or network all at once. This can cause the server or network to become overloaded and unable to handle the volume of traffic, resulting in a disruption of service. Another method is to use a distributed denial of service, DDoS, attack, which involves using a network of compromised computers, known as a botnet, to send the requests to the target server or network. This can make it much more difficult to defend against the attack, as the traffic is coming from multiple sources rather than a single location. DOS attacks can be carried out using a variety of tools and techniques, including malware, botnets, and maliciously configured devices such as routers or Internet of Things, IoT, devices. These attacks can be highly disruptive and can cause significant damage to businesses and organizations that rely on online services. To defend against DOS attacks, it is important to have strong network security measures in place, such as firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, and load balancing techniques that can distribute the traffic more evenly and prevent the network or server from becoming overloaded. It is also important to stay up to date with security patches and updates to ensure that any vulnerabilities are addressed in a timely manner. Worms. Worms are self-replicating software programs that spread from one computer to another, often through email or instant messaging. They can cause damage by deleting files, reformatting hard drives, or stealing sensitive information. One well-known example of a worm is the Conficker worm, which infected millions of computers in 2009. A worm is a type of self-replicating malware that spreads from one computer to another, often through email or instant messaging. It is designed to replicate itself and propagate to other systems without the user's knowledge or consent. There are several different ways that worms can spread. Email attachments. Worms can be embedded in email attachments and spread when the attachment is opened. Instant messaging. Worms can be spread through instant messaging programs by sending a link or file to another user. Network shares. Worms can spread through network shares by copying themselves to shared folders or drives that are accessible to other computers. Vulnerable websites. Worms can also spread through websites that have vulnerabilities, such as outdated software or unpatched security holes. Once a worm has infected a computer, it can perform a variety of actions, including deleting files, reformatting hard drives, stealing sensitive information, or downloading other malware. Some worms are also designed to exploit vulnerabilities in computer systems in order to gain access to sensitive information or to use the infected machine as part of a botnet. To protect against worms, it is important to keep your computer and software up to date with the latest security patches and updates. You should also be cautious when opening email attachments or clicking on links from unknown sources, and use antivirus software to scan your computer for malware. Additionally, you should use strong passwords and avoid sharing them with others to prevent unauthorized access to your computer or network. Botnets. A botnet is a network of compromised computers that are controlled by a single entity. These networks can be used for a variety of purposes, such as sending spam emails or distributing malware. They are often created by infecting computers with malware that allows the attacker to take control of the machine remotely. A botnet is a network of compromised computers that are controlled by a single entity. These networks are often created by infecting computers with malware that allows the attacker to take control of the machine remotely. Once the attacker has control of the machine, They can use it to carry out a variety of tasks, such as sending spam emails, distributing malware, or launching denial of service (DOS) attacks. There are several different ways that botnets can be created. Malware infections. One common method of creating a botnet is to infect a large number of computers with malware that allows the attacker to take control of the machine remotely. This can be done through email attachments, infected websites, or other means. Vulnerable devices. Internet of Things (IoT) devices, such as smart thermostats or security cameras, can also be compromised and used as part of a botnet. These devices may have vulnerabilities that can be exploited by attackers, allowing them to take control of the device and use it for their own purposes. Compromised credentials. In some cases, botnets may be created by compromising the login credentials of legitimate users and using those accounts to gain access to a network or system. Once a botnet has been created, the attacker can use it to carry out a variety of tasks, such as sending spam emails or distributing malware. These attacks can be difficult to detect and defend against, as the traffic is coming from multiple sources rather than a single location. To protect against botnets, it is important to keep your computer and software up to date with the latest security patches and updates. You should also be cautious when opening email attachments or clicking on links from unknown sources, and use antivirus software to scan your computer for malware. Additionally, you should use strong passwords and avoid sharing them with others to prevent unauthorized access to your computer or network. Malware. Malware is a catch-all term for any software that is designed to harm or exploit a computer system. This includes adware, spyware, and clickjacking, which can track your online activity, steal personal information, or redirect you to malicious websites. Malware, short for malicious software, is any software that is designed to harm or exploit a computer system. There are many different types of malware, including viruses, worms, trojans, ransomware, adware, spyware, and more. Malware can be spread through a variety of means, including email attachments, infected websites, software downloads, and instant messaging. Once it is installed on a computer, malware can perform a variety of actions, depending on its specific type and purpose. Some common actions that malware can take include deleting or corrupting files. Some malware is designed to delete or corrupt important files on a computer, making it difficult or impossible to use. Stealing sensitive information. Other malware is designed to steal sensitive information, such as login credentials, financial information, or personal data. Monitoring activity. Spyware is a type of malware that is designed to track and record a user's online activity, often without their knowledge. Displaying ads. Adware is a type of malware that displays unwanted ads or pop-ups on a user's computer. Encrypting files. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts a user's files and demands a payment in exchange for the decryption key. To protect against malware, it is important to keep your computer and software up to date with the latest security patches and updates. You should also be cautious when opening email attachments or clicking on links from unknown sources, and use antivirus software to scan your computer for malware. Additionally, you should use strong passwords and avoid sharing them with others to prevent unauthorized access to your computer or network. Social engineering. Social engineering refers to the use of psychological manipulation to trick people into divulging sensitive information or performing actions that they wouldn't normally do. This can include tactics such as blagging, impersonating someone in authority, farming, redirecting traffic to a fake website. Phishing, sending fake emails to trick people into revealing their login credentials, shouldering, looking over someone's shoulder to see their passwords or sensitive information. And hacking, gaining unauthorized access to a system. Social engineering attacks can be highly effective because they rely on manipulating people rather than exploiting technical vulnerabilities. Some common tactics that attackers use include pretexting. Pretexting involves creating a fake scenario or identity in order to gain someone's trust and get them to reveal sensitive information. Baiting. Baiting involves offering something that is desirable in order to get someone to divulge sensitive information or perform an action. Scareware. Scareware involves using fear or urgency to get someone to take an action. such as downloading a fake antivirus program or paying for a fake service. Phishing. Phishing involves sending fake emails or texts that appear to be from a legitimate source in order to trick people into revealing sensitive information or downloading malware. To protect against social engineering attacks. It is important to be aware of these tactics and to be cautious when sharing personal information or clicking on links from unfamiliar sources. It is also a good idea to use strong passwords and to avoid sharing them with others. Additionally, you should be wary of anyone who asks for personal information or access to your accounts, and be sure to verify the identity of anyone you are communicating with before providing sensitive information. Unauthorized access can have serious consequences, as it can allow an attacker to gain access to sensitive information or to perform actions that could harm the system or its users. For example, an attacker who gains unauthorized access to a company's network could steal confidential data, plant malware, or disrupt operations. To prevent unauthorized access, it is important to implement strong security measures such as firewalls, intrusion detection and prevention systems, and secure authentication methods. It is also important to use strong passwords and to keep them secure, as well as to keep software and hardware up to date with the latest security patches and updates. Additionally, you should be cautious when sharing personal information or login credentials, and be aware of the risks of using public or unsecured networks. Viruses. A virus is a type of malware that is designed to replicate itself and spread from one computer to another. These types of threats can cause a variety of problems, from slowing down your computer to deleting important files. Fraudulent websites. There are many fake or malicious websites out there that are designed to steal personal information or spread malware. It's important to be cautious when browsing the internet and to only visit reputable websites. These websites can often be difficult to distinguish from legitimate ones, as they may use branding and design elements that are similar to those of a legitimate website. There are several ways that fraudulent websites can be used to steal personal information or spread malware. Phishing scams. Fraudulent websites can be used to carry out phishing scams, which involve sending fake emails or texts that appear to be from a legitimate source in order to trick people into revealing sensitive information or downloading malware. Malware downloads. Fraudulent websites may also try to trick users into downloading malware by offering free software or other downloads that appear legitimate but are actually malicious. Personal information theft. Some fraudulent websites may be designed to steal personal information, such as login credentials or financial information, by asking users to enter this information on a fake login or payment form. To protect against fraudulent websites, it is important to be cautious when browsing the internet and to only visit reputable websites. You should also be wary of any emails or texts that seem suspicious or too good to be true, and avoid clicking on links or downloading attachments from unknown sources. It is also a good idea to use a security suite that includes features such as a firewall, antivirus protection, and web filtering to help prevent accidental visits to fraudulent websites. Fake, hoax emails. Scammers and hackers often use fake or hoax emails to trick people into revealing sensitive information or downloading malware. It's important to be wary of any emails that seem suspicious or too good to be true, and to never click on links or download attachments from unknown sources. Identity theft. Identity theft occurs when someone uses your personal information without your permission, often for financial gain. This can be devastating and can take a long time to resolve. It's important to be careful with your personal information and to protect it from unauthorized access. This can include information such as your name, address, date of birth, bank account numbers, or credit card numbers. In conclusion, it's important to be aware of the various types of cybersecurity threats that exist and to take steps to protect yourself and your organization. Stay safe and don't forget to subscribe.